When 9-1-1 returned with its seventh season, now airing on ABC, longtime fans were thrilled to see familiar faces back in action, especially following the show's network move from Fox. But as the dust settles and the 118 faces a new chapter, one of the biggest shakeups is a change in leadership at the firehouse. With Bobby Nash, Peter Krause, stepping down, or at least stepping aside in some capacity, speculation has swirled about what this means for the team and how the dynamics will shift. For Oliver Stark, who plays Evan "Buck" Buckley, those changes come with a sense of foreboding. There's going to be a lot of difficulty, Stark admits in a recent interview, referring to the appointment of a new captain. While Stark remains tight-lipped about who ultimately steps into the leadership role, he makes it clear that this transition will be anything but smooth. The 118 has been a family for a long time. One that works because of a delicate balance. You change one part of that equation, and everything has to recalibrate. Stark, who's played Buck since the show's premiere in 2018, has seen his character evolve from a hot-headed rookie into a more grounded and emotionally intelligent firefighter. Over the years, Buck has grown through personal loss, near-death experiences, and powerful relationships with his teammates. However, Buck's growth hasn't erased his emotional sensitivity, something Stark says will be a key factor in how he responds to the new leadership dynamics. Buck wears his heart on his sleeve, he explains. So when there's change, especially in a group he sees as his chosen family, it hits him hard. There's going to be some tension, some questioning, and maybe even some resistance to whoever comes in next. While Stark doesn't confirm if Buck is in the running for the captain's chair, fans have long speculated whether he might eventually step into a leadership role. I think Buck has the heart to be a leader, but he's still learning what it means to balance emotion with responsibility. He's come a long way, but that's a big leap, Stark says. Of course, any change in leadership would also directly impact the team's cohesion. With strong personalities like Hen, Aisha Hines, Chimmy, Kenneth Choi, and Eddie, Ryan Guzman, the 118 isn't just a group of firefighters, they're a deeply interconnected family. Stark hints that the upcoming episodes will explore how each character copes with the shift, and how loyalty, trust, and identity are tested in the process. It's not just about whether someone is a good firefighter, he notes. It's about whether they can lead this team. These people have been through so much together. Disasters, losses, miracles, and that kind of bond can't be taken lightly. Stark's insight into the upcoming turbulence reflects not only a deep understanding of his character, but also the emotional intelligence he brings to Buck. And though the show has never shied away from drama, from tsunamis to blimps crashing into stadiums, this internal, emotional conflict might be its most human challenge yet. It's easy to forget that under the uniforms and the heroics, these are just people trying to hold it all together, Stark says. And sometimes the biggest fire to put out is the one that burns inside. As for what fans can expect from the rest of the season, Stark promises emotional stakes, unexpected alliances, and a re-examination of what it really means to be a team. Growth comes from friction, he says. The 118 is going to be tested. But whether they break or bend, that's the question. Whether Bobby's absence is temporary or permanent remains unclear, but what's certain is that the captain's chair carries more than just a title. It carries the weight of lives, loyalty, and legacy. And as the 118 tries to find its new rhythm, Oliver Stark's Buck will be right in the center of the storm, searching for clarity, connection, and perhaps leadership.